Alrighty then, how you doing guys? Right, today just a quick one showing how to set up a basic ArmA free server. I'm not going to load a mission file into it. It's going to be the setup of ArmA free server, the BEC client, TADST with Steam Cmd. So it's going to be the core server setup, and I'll do another video on how to set up the Wasteland and how to set up Altus Life, so on and so forth. Alrighty then, let's get started. So I will be demonstrating this on the actual dedicated server. This does run an Altus Life mission with this server, so I have closed it down for the purpose of the video, just so I can quickly show you guys. I'll just boot everything up for it. So as you can see here, fully functional ArmA free server. ASM server monitor, so it's ASM stands for ArmA server monitor, the ArmA free console itself. This is my auto restart script. You'll be substituting for this TADST to begin with. BEC, which is stands for Battle Extended Controls, which is an Icon client for ArmA free. Right. Also, nifty little feature I'd like to show out here. If I try and close my ArmA free here, my program here will pick up that the client is closed and will actually restart it. It does have a 15-second restart timer on it. Sometimes it was starting too quickly that the original process hadn't fully closed, and it would cause conflictions and the server wouldn't actually start, so that's why it takes a little while to start up. Right, so it's got to close this one first. And we've got a nice little folder here. Right, I pre-downloaded all the files. Make things a bit easier, make sure I got the right files, make sure they all work, you know. But I will be showing you where to go on every stage, and I'll also be putting the links to everything in the description. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to need to get Steam Cmd. You get this? Just open Google and just Steam Cmd. The top link here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a new text file here. Copy the links to everything. So I'll put that straight in the server afterwards. Right. But to get Steam Cmd, what you're going to want to do here, there's a lovely little link there. Just click that, and straight away they'll download for you. The usage for Steam Cmd, if you want to go further into it, is all pretty much here for you, from basic functionality to automatic update scripts and various other features for Linux and Windows. Rightio. So we got Steam Cmd. Next we are going to need TADST. So again, just go Google TADST, the first one there. Scroll down and download. Nice and easy. We've got Steam Cmd, TADST, we're going to need BEC, which again is Battle Extended Controls. The Battle Extended Controls into Google, the top one here, downloads, and click the big arrow. Okay. And there we go. Right guys, anyone that watches the video on YouTube, just a quick explanation here. I am actually streaming this at the same time as recording this, and it is Christmas Day. So to anyone who sees this on Christmas Day, Happy Christmas, and if they see this after Christmas, Happy New Year, and so on and so forth. So if you catch me talking to random people, I am talking to people in my chat. But thank you to Dragonblade there. Happy Christmas to you as well, bro. He said Happy Christmas to me. Anyway, I really didn't write the links down. Dang me. Right, I need TADST again. BEC as well. There we go. Right. Last thing you're going to want is the ArmA 3 app ID. Now I have written that down in here. This is the app ID for ArmA 3 dedicated server. However, this has been known to change, so I will just quickly show you. So just ArmA 3 dedicated server app ID. Fortunate for me, it's the Steam DB is a pretty good website, and that's the one right there. Like I was saying, it has been known to change in the past, so at this point you might want to check it. Hasn't changed in a little while though, but this is Bohemia that like changing things. I've just been asked for my YouTube, so just one memento. There you go. Right. Just a note at this time, because we're using Steam Cmd, you will need a copy of ArmA 3 present on your profile, so it means you would have to have purchased it. If you haven't purchased it, you will not be able to download the dedicated server files the way Steam have done this one. So that's just my little disclaimer there. Right. So I've already downloaded it, so I can just unpack it here. We're just going to start Steam Cmd here. Lovely, just double click it and it will unpack everything. Thank you, Dragon. Right, going to my usage. These usage files I've created myself prior to the video just to make my life a little bit easier. Right. So I want to install my ArmA 3 server in this folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this in here, and then just paste the directory on top of it. That's as easy as that. Right, now if I try and do this, it will say no subscription. By the way, app_update means download files, basically the ID, and then validate means to verify the integrity of them files I've just downloaded. If I try and do this now, go to request app and not online or logged into Steam. I could log in as anonymous, but I would still get validation errors. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to pull this off screen, because I am going to have to log in and I don't want you all to see my password. And 9 times out of 10, if you have Steam Guard enabled, you will need to fetch your Steam Guard key. It's thinking about it. Okay, right, yeah. So it is wanting my Steam Guard key. Again, I'm going to do this off screen real quick. So once you've entered your username, password and your Steam Guard code, it will say waiting for license info, and then it will say OK. I am just gonna, there we go, and move that back on screen. Okay, now we can run this command here, which will allow us to download the sub files. This can take a little while, so I will return after the download. Okay guys, we are back. Sorry about the delay there. Steam's been having some issues today, so it took a little longer than what it normally does. Also, just a point on the name of the folders that you put the files into. Make sure you have an underscore, you don't have any spaces. For some reason, I say for some reason, Steam doesn't like spaces. So make sure you have no spaces in any the directory that you're placing this into. Otherwise you'll get errors and various other things. Right. So when you've downloaded all the Steam files, or ArmA files shall I say, you'll have something looking somewhat like this. These are your root server files. You pretty much need them all. Once again, don't go counting the file kind of thing, because Bohemia love to change things, so just make sure your download finishes basically. Right, we are going to extract the ADST. Just copy the exe and place it in your ArmA root directory. Again, I don't like to put it there because I like to have ease of files and all that stuff, but this will not work unless it's in the root directory. If you want to have a shortcut on your desktop, you can do that. Let's have it like that. I believe that should work. Yep. And instantly create a new folder called TADST, and that is the name of your profile. Right, I'm going to go through some basic setup here. Rightio. So this server name, so just call it, I'm just going to call it test server. Your password, to spell word today. Basically this is to gain access to the actual server itself. Your admin password. There we go. Oh god, can't type today. Admin password. Right, I would leave these default unless you need to change them for some particular reason, but you will have to open these ports here. 2302 to 2305, I believe, and 2866 to 2868 are ports that do require to be opened. Max players, again, your choice. HC's headless client. We will not be using that because I don't even know how to use that yet. I know you need an additional copy of ArmA 3 to do it. Voice over net, so this is how good the quality of the comm system inside ArmA 3 is. These are just logging files, again, nothing necessary. Extra parameters for the server. Server file, click the lovely little box on the side, double click ArmA 3 exe. And profile, just hit save here. Right, want to go over to rules. And again, these are all things you want to tinker with. Verify signatures, definitely V2. Requires secure ID, definitely 2 again. Persistent battlefield, I would suggest. It's not compulsory. And battle eye is pretty much compulsory unless you want script kiddies running around everywhere. Missions, basically, when you put your mission in this folder here, you hit refresh, it will automatically show up here and you just select it. Same story with mods. Difficulty, recruit, regular, veteran or expert. Again, select your choice, hit save. Performance specifications, just leave them default for the minute. When you feel a bit more comfortable, you can tinker. Tinker all that. And again, server scripts, when you're on the more confident side, you can tinker with all that. Okay, so as far as setup is done, that is pretty much it. So inside here now, it hasn't created them yet. Or has it? Put them somewhere else. Sorry, that was a pre-configured file. Nah, I haven't launched the server yet, hasn't made it. Right. But as far as the TADST tool goes, that is all that's required on your end. Another thing I'm actually going to set up is ASM. Sorry, I didn't pre-download the files. ASM ArmA server monitor. Just go to the GitHub and download. Again, I'll put a link to that. Drag the little puppy in there. There we go. Right. ASM, add-on, extract the add-on. These 3 files here need to go into the root directory of the server. So into the ArmA free server directory, paste that in there. And then go into mods, refresh, and double click ASM. Save of course, otherwise that won't launch. Right. Inside there, in the binary folder, you have the ASM application. And this is ASM. And it will give you lots of information which is quite good for diagnosing the server, seeing how well it's actually running. Inside here it will show you cycles per second, the server's frames per second, how many AIs, how many players, vehicles, all that kind of good stuff. Hard drive rates, RAM rates, CPU rates, pretty much everything you need to know. Okay. Right, so as of the moment we have ASM set up, we have the core server set up, we have TADST set up. Right, let's set up Battle Eye extended controls. Let's minimize this for the minute. And have a look in this lovely folder here. I'm going to go into the config.cfg. Right now I'm going to set up this as a Archon client. I'm not going to get it to do anything as such right now, just because I don't want to display my information on screen and all this stuff. I'm actually going to pull all this information commented out. Basically, if you don't want this function, you just comment it out. These are all false anyway. False, false. No chat characters. Delete that. No warning system. They can have that in their name. Minimal player length, say 5. Max 16. That's good. Comment this out because we use the default ArmA free server exe. We can leave all of them in. Comment out whitelist, because we'll get kicked if we're not whitelisted. Kick lobby idlers, yeah, that's all fine, and that is all fine. Again, this is just a basic CFG. Let's save that. Right. Set the path to your backlight directory that is currently in use by the server. Okay. So let's go to the server. We didn't delete it by accident, did I? I did. Oopsie doodle. Okay. Right. Inside this... Actually, no, not necessary, or is it? No, not. I don't believe it's necessary. Sorry. Just pointing whether you need to set up Archon for this. Just copy and paste the directory in there. A little less. TAD uses its own. We'll find out in a minute. I'm going to test this. We'll just hit launch. We'll wait for the server to set up. We get all our files generated and things, you know. Okay, so what I can see is that TADST has created its own BadLi directory. So what you want to do is in BadLi extended controls, point it to that directory instead. Okay, that's enough for that. Now the server started. I go into BadLi extended controls. Right, for me, I have to run some custom commands on my BadLi client. It's just the OS I'm using seems to have a few problems with it. Let me just find that real quick. Right here, so --DEC is a function you can use. Just basically means BadLi gives more information. F and then config CFG basically points it to where the config file is. Again, it's just a thing that I have to do. You guys, if you have any problem, I suggest doing the same thing. So you just create a shortcut, properties, and then just smack that at the end of target. Make sure there's a little space in between them two there. Okay, I do need to set up a B server CFG. I was wondering if I needed to do so. Right, so let's close this down. Go to your BadLi folder. New text document. .cfg. In here you can do little commands, Archon, and then your Archon password. And then you do say max ping, like that, you know, just little commands like that. I'm sure there's resource sheets out there. I'll try and find them and I'll link them as well. Try this again. So we'll launch the server, launch BadLi. Let me just check something. Might have to put an equals or quotation or something. DE server.cfg. Oh, it's Archon password. Sorry. Not just Archon. Make sure you close the server whenever editing this file. Try that once more. Right, so bebans.txt doesn't exist, so it's asking for a be_ban file. Again, this is another reason why I use --dec. It wouldn't tell me these things otherwise. But again, going to your ArmA 3 server, DADST, default, BattleEye. It's asking for bans.txt. I don't know why I created that as a folder. Or a double txt. It's all over the place today. There we go. You'll see when the server's launched, the server becomes be active. That means the server is currently using that file, and no other server should use that file. Should mirror these images. Should mirror these files, so you don't want to point multiple servers to the same. You see be server underscore active underscore and then just some random IDs that changes. It's just for identification that it is in use. Right. BC doesn't like me. What did it complain about? Missing admins. Okay, it didn't like me commenting out that file apparently. Apparently it wants that. Okay, it will just be blank instead then. Again, you see I got a lot of errors. It's because I did the quick kind of setup. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to customize the config file a little bit more. It is running though. Right, so it's complaining about the bans. I have too many folders. You can set multiple ban folders, you see. So, just looking for bands 1. Oh, sorry, I'm right here. So these are custom band files. Okay, so I can just comment this out. Again, to comment things out, you just put this little hash here. Save it. Disallow player character names. Put a hash in there. And warnings as well. I'll just put that back to 3 now because I disabled the warning system anyway. Okay. Only basically work things out from there, as you can see. Again, I'll put the link to the resource for BEC in the description. So that is the default server setup. So you have the ArmA 3 server, the config file, and the ArmA Archon. Archon's not showing anything right now just because we haven't gone in. Oh, that was my friend. So let's go and test everything works. So what we'll do is we'll just kick up ArmA 3 and we'll have a quick look, make sure we can connect to the server okay. Remember, there is no mission. Make sure there is no mission file or anything loaded. So we'll test the server and then that will be it for the configuration of the default ArmA 3 server. Like I said, this video is for the purpose of setting up the server itself, not loading the mission file or anything like that. I'll do a series of videos afterwards showing how to load Altus Live, Wasteland, all those things, get into advanced configuration. Right. When I enabled V2 signatures earlier, what that basically meant is that anyone with custom add-on files cannot connect to the server, and I will demonstrate that in a second. We'll go on the multiplayer. I know the IP address for my server. It's on the default port. There's the test server. We set the password as password. And there we go. See there, it's kicked me. I have custom add-ons enabled. That's what V2 signatures will allow. It stops people joining with custom add-ons, hacks, things like that that make it a bit easier. Right, so I'm going to disable all of this lovely junk. I do a lot of editing, you see, so I'll also put my startup parameters for my ArmA 3. I'll put that in the description as well. I know a lot of people like sharing startup parameters and trying to find things that will make their game run a little bit smoother and a little bit quicker. As you can see, and we get nothing because we haven't loaded the server with anything. But as you can see, we got him. As you can see, we connected. You can see my lovely GUID right there. Okay guys, so again that has been the basic configuration of the ArmA 3 default server. Again, we'll do a series of these videos, how to set up Altus Live, how to set up Wasteland, and basically whatever other requests we have. Bad live filters, custom filters, setting up server performance. I'll probably do a video on ArmA 3 server binary indexing as well, which is a customized ArmA 3 server program made by third party to make things run a little bit smoother. So we'll go into a whole series of videos. So thank you guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to close all this down. Thanks for watching, have a good day.